Alright, welcome to the match between Norrix and Northville JV. Today, we'll be looking at Game 1. Here we go. As we see on Northville JV's team, they have Oren, Graves, LeBlanc, Draven, and Morgana. And in Norrix, they have Jax, Kane, Veigar, Samira, and Leona. And bot side, JV has picked Morgana to counter Samira and Leona. And Veigar and Jax, and Veigar has come out to counter Cataphy's LeBlanc. Here we go. As this is the final match in the tournament, both of these teams will try to do their best, and it's going to be a little bit awkward as this is my first time casting a game, but hopefully it'll be a great match for both teams.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Here, Norrix is preparing for an invade that Northville JV might have tried, and as Northville JV aren't invading, the top laner is returning back to the top lane. And it starts and it looks like Graves is going to be starting topside and pathing downwards and to put some pressure into the bot lane. And Kane is going to be solo starting Raptor, which we haven't seen in a while, as Kane has been changed in the jungle multiple times. Everything is going just about even in every single lane. DCSing. Top lane is going to be in a little bit of a small fight here. Oren getting the better end of the trade using his grasp block at the end. This bot lane, it will be great pressure if Draven can play this lane well along with Morgana, as due to Morgana's spell shield, it's going to be very hard for Leona to land any type of stun or any just CC onto the Draven. On the side of Norrix, they have a lot of carries on their team, so if any one of them gets fed, it's very easy for them to... Oh, there's a fight going on the bot lane, igniting the Draven, heal coming from Draven, a little bit late. Oh, first blood goes to Norrix. However, Northville JV strikes back with a kill back from the Morgana. Oh, both junglers are back into the bot lane, and it seems like it's going to be it. In this case, this fight seems to be more sided towards Norrix, as Samira in this case got the kill, and on JV, Morgana got the kill. However, it's not too terrible for JV, as they have Morgana is not a champion who does no damage. She can output a lot of damage if she goes beyond her build. And here in the mid lane comes a solo kill from Cataphy onto the enemy Veigar. Look. And Kane tries to get the... Whoa! Kane tries to follow up into the LeBlanc, but unfortunately dies to the tower. It's a great play by LeBlanc, saving the chain until the Draven, not the Draven, Kane was into the tower. Played very well and very calm. Bot lane, been going even so far. JV, a little, Northville JV a little bit up on the CS department, but not too far that Norrix cannot get too far behind. In the top lane, however, it seems like Jax has been pressuring Ornn a little bit more, putting up about 10 CS lead, a little bit more considering the wave advantage, and hopefully that Ornn can bring us back this disadvantage. Little shuffle on the top lane. Here, Dragon is spawning in 20 minutes, and it seems like both jump. Oh, in the bot lane, there's a little bit of hustle. And unfortunately, Norrix catches out the unsuspecting JV Draven. This is great for Norrix, as they have 2 kills on the Samira, and with these 2 kills, in the top lane, feels like, it looks like the Ornn is trying to engage onto the, that was very clean from the Jax, using his Counter-Strike to make sure he doesn't get hit by any of the Graves' auto, which kept him alive and was able to escape, and uses his wall shot very well. Going back, with Norrix as their Samira being so fed, if they can roll off the game using their Samira as a teamfight tool, I think they could totally win teamfights. Although, Northville JV, they do have Ornn and LeBlanc, so it is going to be very hard for Samira to live if they play fight correctly. Morgana giving some pressure over to the solo laning Samira, as Fiona is pathing towards mid lane, maybe looking for a kill onto the LeBlanc. Top lane is just a duel of the 2 bruiser and tanks, although it seems like Ornn is winning the matchup currently, which is very surprising, as Ornn is down a lot of CS and is only having 2 Ruby crystals. This is drag time right now, so we will have to see if JV is going to contest this dragon. However, that was almost a solo kill from Madamura onto the enemy Jax, but unfortunately it has gone wrong, and Norrix has succeeded in not dying in the top lane. It looks like Norrix is going to be pressuring for this Drake. However, LeBlanc does have first rotation, I believe. And so, looks like Kane is giving up on the drag and looking for just a bot side clear. We can see here, top lane is only about 100 gold off. Jungle, although the Kane is 0-1-0, still has the CS lead, which leads to him having a little bit of a gold lead. In the mid-most lane, as LeBlanc has 2 kills, has about a 400 gold lead, and about 500 gold lead actually. And in the bot lane, the Samira has about 600 more gold to the Draven, which is going to be very big in team fights, especially as it is Samira can snowball to team fights. Well, here comes the battle between the 2 top laners. It's just a small trade from both sides. Both Dragon and Rift are up. So once any lane gets an advantage, it seems like the jungler can get whichever objective is most fit for their present position. Yeah, it's very hard for Leona to get into the spot lane as it is Morgana. And even though Morgana steps up like that, she cannot really punish her unless, except if Morgana messes up her spell shield, and it's kind of, and if she doesn't mess up, she will take a lot of damage, which is the reason why she cannot engage, very often in this lane. Oh, Catapult looking for an engage. Seems like it has not killed the Veigar, however, she did get his flash. Lloyd Norrix overall winning in the CS department. Very, very good for Lloyd Norrix here. Although they are behind in kills, they are up in gold total, about almost even 1,000 now, because due to the CS gaps all around the map. And oh, is this going to be a solo kill in the top lane and into the mid lane? Fight, Morgana Aring. Leona flashing onto a flashing onto a one. Oh. Samira getting her R. Ooh, great R. Oh, that's so unlucky for Veigar there. The Draven is at 1 HP. Wow. This is a really unlucky fight for Lloyd Norrix, as everyone on Northville JV was very low during this fight. However, Northville JV did play it fairly well and was able to take the lead in the team fight, and is now up about 1.4 takeover. And 1.5 takeover. Okay, trying to go for a kill onto the Fed LeBlanc. LeBlanc is W the wall. Oh, here comes a dive from the Lloyd Norrix top laner, and is able to get a kill onto Northville JV's Orin. If Jax gets fed like this on Orin, it's very hard for Orin to stay in the side lanes, as Jax, there's a lot of max health damage. Oh! The Draven comes to take the kill from the, ooh. Many things happened there, but the Draven was able to catch the kill onto the Jax, as the Jax was backing into the tower. And the Kayn on Lloyd Norrix's side was able to greatly take over LeBlanc as she was low and chasing her throughout the entire map, and was able to finally kill her under her tower. Very even from both sides, although Northville JV has 4 more kills. The gold difference on both teams only differs about 500. We have to see how Lloyd Norrix will be able to bring back this 400 gold difference, which is not going to be hard, but also not going to be easy if Northville JV plays this correctly. The more they play this top lane matchup, it's going to be very hard for Orin, as if Jax is fed and gets Thunder and Bork, it's very hard for Orin to even live, although he's a tank, early on he builds very healthy items, he doesn't have that much armor to go against Jax. Both the two junglers want to look for Rift. However, top side, Jax is 2 levels above and is pushing towards Orin, so it may be very hard for Orin to contest this Rift fight with the Grave. Gotta probably looking for a short trade onto the Veigar, taking about very much a lot of his HP bar, almost more than half. Oh, looking for the kill. Ooh. Kill. Draven looking for the kill with this axe, but Lloyd Norrix, they've learned from the past with Jax. The Veigar has moved much farther than he usually would from the tower into the second tower, so that he would not get dived by either the Lord and get hit by the Draven. Here, Northville has moved their bot lane up to the midmost lane, and this may be so that the Morgana can secure this Rift Herald. But however, they did give up a lot of CS and turret rating in the bot lane, which is not very good for Northville JV's bot lane, but it's great for Lord Norrix's Samira, as he is solo laning XP while also gaining gold for himself in the terms of CS and power play. Oh, here comes a solo kill from Catify in the midmost lane. She has solo killed Vagar now, and has solo killed him now 3 times. Very impressive. Although his behind NCS was able to take the control with the advantage of her champion against the enemy's Vagar, and was able to secure many solo kills onto the laner. And Lord Norrix, although that LeBlanc has gotten another solo kill onto the Vagar, they're still the same in gold, as Samira was able to get so much gold from the bottom tower plating and along with the CS lead that every lane has in this entire game. Although kills are very important, it's the gold difference that matters, and if Lord Norrix keeps on going strong like this, it's not very hard for them to change that kill score very quickly in the span of one team fight. However, it is very unfortunate that the Vagar is low on levels. Levels are very important, and if you fall behind in levels like this, it's very hard for you to come back. Although, since it is Vagar, I'm hoping that Lord Norrix will stay strong and they could scale up, and Vagar could be in use of later on in the game. JV, I think, looking to start this dragon. However, Kane is pathing back to dot bomb and may contest it as there is a ward on the dragon. However, Northville JV is pretty fast with the dragon taking, and I think Kane can get the dragon. As you see here, although Northville has taken an objective, the dragon, now Lord Norrix is ahead in gold, and this is due to just the CS gap and just the tower plating that Lord Norrix were able to get. They're way behind in gold and way behind in dragon. They're still ahead in gold because they were able to get so much CS. This is really good from Lord Norrix as they are coming back the best they can in the different situation. Oh, flash E from Leona. Oh, unfortunately, the flash ulti from the Vagar has reached the clone from LeBlanc. That's really unfortunate for Vagar, actually. It feels really terrible when you do that, and hopefully he won't make that kind of mistake later on in the game. As you can see, although Lord Norrix is down 4 kills and 2 dragons, they're still up about 800 gold, which is very impressive. Oh, Kane might be looking for a top lane gank here. Going to looking for a solo kill, flashing the Jackson dodged it. It is warded, but it is Red Kane. And I think they're just going to back up. And Graves is looking to gank bot here. And I think bot is just backing out as they don't have both laners. Leona looks to be trading lanes now. Both bot laners of Lord Norrix in the mid-most lane to farm mid lane, as they realize that if they want to farm in the bot lane, they would have to step up a little bit more farther due to their enemy tower being missing. They could just farm back. And the Northville JV bot lane has also moved to the bot lane. Nothing too much has been going on so far on the map, just farming. Looking for wards. Well, Catify is in a pretty dangerous position even in the jungle. However, she is a very fed LeBlanc, so she could get away very easily. I think he's looking for solo kill onto the... Whoa, the Gray is helping out with his ultimate through the entire red jungle. I think he's in a pretty dire situation to get out. Oh, the 200 gold stuff. Oh, I'm very surprised he hit them in the touchdown, but oh my gosh, this is so much gold onto the Norrix team. I think that was a very greedy play from Catify, and I think this may have costed them to fall behind. Oh, the heal coming in from the Samira, keeping the Jax alive. And now the skill board, the kill board, sorry, coming closer, becoming 9 and 10. And Norrix about 3,000 gold on to the Northville JV team. As I said before, it's very easy for a kill score to be reset if Norrix is ahead in gold. And they're not behind in gold too much. As we speak here, top lane is getting ganked by 2 people, Jax and Leona, and unfortunately dies. Now the kill score is even, and are up now about 4,000 gold. It's going to be very hard for Northville JV to take this lead back from Norrix, and if Norrix plays this correctly, it's going to be very, very difficult for Northville to win this game.
Red team's turret has been
As Norrix is going to try to push this lead into a further victory.
Don't worry, I won't become raw.
As you can see throughout the entire game, all laners are behind in gold except the mid laner, which the JV team is up by 300 gold. However, even from the jungler to the top laner to the bot side, every single lane is behind in gold to the Norrix, and this is why it's called. However, they have caught a 200 gold shutdown onto the LeBlanc from Norrix's Veigar. This was a very good catch from JV, as they've seen Veigar just free farming the bot lane. However, catching out from the Norrix team, also killing out the Graves and the enemy team. Oh my gosh, so dire for the local JV team, as Norrix is dismantling them from every single side of the map. Oh, the LeBlanc catches a kill onto the Fed Samira. However, Norrix is still up 4,000 gold on from Northville JV, and is up now up a kill on Northville JV, which they were behind in both by multiple kills. This is looking very good for Norrix, and very looking dire for Northville JV. It's gonna be very hard, as I said, as I keep on saying again, for Northville JV to bring back this game from Norrix. As you can see, on the side of Northville, there's really not many people who can kill Jax. And similar to Kayn, as LeBlanc is a bursty champion who is basically an AP assassin, and Graves and Draven also chunking enemies very often. If Kayn and Jax build against these people, I don't think Northville JV can have a chance killing this really fed Jax. And on the side, there's also a very fed Samira that has a CS lead and a gold lead and a kill lead onto the enemy Draven, which is going to be very hard, as Samira is going to be spinning around in those team fights if Northville doesn't catch her out. And this is a dilemma, because if Northville doesn't catch Samira out, then they can't catch Jax out, and if they catch Jax out, they can't catch Samira out. So they have to choose very wisely on who to target and who to put their gold on. Because LeBlanc, it's very hard for LeBlanc to carry a game, especially a game with Jax and Kayn. It's she doesn't have enough carrying potential for her to 1v9, so it's better for her to spread the kills around to her team. It's going to be very hard. As Draven, if he doesn't get a lead pretty much over, he can be very hard to come back at, as he's a very mechanically hard champion. Norrix thinking maybe start Baron here, as all 4 of them on the top side, as bot lanes are catching out the Veigar. However, while giving the Vanguard to the enemy team, are starting up the track, knowing that Northville JV bottom are still at the bottom lane. And will Northville JV get the kill? Oh, very unfortunate for Northville JV jungler. However, Norrix strongly as with their pressure from all sides of the map have been able to get themselves a Baron, and we will see how they will use this Baron buff to further their lead on the map. They're playing the Norrix is playing this very smartly, as even though they gave up Veigar's life, knowing that they were the Northville JV's bot lane was in the bottom lane fighting against the Veigar. They knew if they started the Baron, it could only be a steal. They could win the 4v3 against Northville JV. Oh, I think they're looking to catch out maybe the Ornn here. I think it's just back farming. Oh, Leona, possibly engaging. Possibly just looking out for further engagement from the Northville JV side.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Northville JV's Brave smartly turning on his lens before walking into the bush along to know the existence of Leona, and Leona did not be caught out before he recognized that there was a Leona out. Because I think they tried to catch the Jax out, knowing that there was only one person there. Oh, the bottom side of the jungle, Northville, bot lane and mid, trying to catch out the game. In the top lane, Northville JV catching out the enemy Veigar. However, enemy Veigar still killing the enemy Grave as he goes by. Bot lane, they were able to kill Kayn, but Kayn was able to also kill enemy Morgana, and now the Jax comes in and it cleans up the Draven. Now, because Norrix has Baron, they can push the team further by pushing towers, as Northville, as a lot of their teammates are down, cannot stop both mid lane and bot lane from moving. So they do have to choose between. And it seems like they have chosen to pick mid lane, which means that bot lane will get a free push. Oh! The block one-shotting Jax and is able to catch out the 1,000 gold shutdown onto the block. Maybe I was wrong before about LeBlanc not being able to kill Jax, but I believe that once the Jax gets a little bit more items, it'll be very hard for LeBlanc to kill Jax like that. And especially during team fights when she has to put her damage across many targets. It's going to be very hard for JV to win team fights overall, as the left side's Kayn, Leona. Oh, Samir getting caught by the Morgana Q, and Tadamai being able to one-shot Samira out of the fight. Oh my gosh, Morgana hitting so many of her Qs, allowing Northville to just win these fights so easily. Northville has taken the dragon, but however, although they have gotten so many shutdowns, Northville is still down about 6,000 gold. This is still on the sides of Norrix, but Northville has been able to come back after a sort of letdown for the last couple of minutes, and they were able to shoot back at Norrix, saying that we are still in this game. They can still, there could still be a possibility of them winning the game. The next Baron will be up in about 1 minute and 40 seconds, and the next Dragon will be up in about 4 minutes. And due to these timings, Northville and Varsity now is to choose: will they take the Soul, or will they try to fight for Baron first, and try to secure the Baron and then secure the Dragon, or fight? Let Norrix have the Baron and just hold back under towers, and once it's time for the Dragon, push forward Dragon. in the chat, as you can see, the Norrix's team really want to push for this Baron, as they know they do have the gold lead, and if they push this lead with another Baron lead, they can easily win team fight, which is going to be very good for them. Although Norrix has been getting caught out, similar to Northville JB, a lot of them have been just been getting caught out by Morgana Q, LeBlanc chain, so they have to be very careful because Northville JB's team is very easily able to catch out many of Norrix's members if they get caught by one little CC chain. Norrix is, I think, going to be setting up for this Baron fight, which is why they are sending Jack to this. Oh, Samira Wing the LeBlanc chain. 1v1ing. Oh, but LeBlanc is 4 levels ahead. I think it's kind of an early fight for the Samira for this to be trying to 1v1 the very sad LeBlanc as an ADC. I think she thought she could fight that as she had the Material Scimitar, and it gives her a bit of MR, but we have to notice that LeBlanc does have the Void Staff, second or third item, so that she is able to take on the MR from Northville JB. And it looks like Jax is just going to be wow, huge Leona stun from Norrix's side. Kind of like killing out the enemy Graves, the enemy Veigar, but wow, Norrix was able to hit a huge CC chain onto Northville JB, stopping them from picking the Baron and killing out 3 of their members in the pit. Besides them from LeBlanc. I think it's very hard for JB to try to catch, for Norrix to try to catch LeBlanc, but wow, this game is very Norrix. Showing great stuff during the entire game. During macro plays and micro plays, they've been doing great the entire match. I think Norrix is going to be taking this Baron. Although Northville JB are right now all the way, I think Northville JB might trade the Baron for control, which is, I believe, the best thing to do right now, as I don't think fight when all waves are pushing in. However, it might be very hard to trade, as Norrix very easily might take Baron and just immediately go to drag, stop the over to the and as Norrix takes the Baron, his kill score is 20-20, and Norrix is up 8,000 gold. This is very hard for Northville to win any team fights if they're down 8,000 gold. They will have to play this team fight very, very smart, and with Nessa points will be very hard for them to win. Every lane is down levels, every lane is down gold. This is very unfortunate for JB, as they can't really engage on the Leona all coming out. The Leona flash E. However, the spell shield saves Graves from dying from all the CC that Norrix brings. Leona hitting the Q onto the Leona. I mean, it was just saying hi to Leona. Getting really nothing, getting nothing much. Here now, I think Northville JV is trying to catch out the Jax, who was trying to split, and I think knowing this, Kane is helping to push. No, not the Kane. Sorry, the Leona is hoping to stay with the Jax so that the Jax doesn't get picked out. And through this all, Northville JV does have bot and mid pushed out, so Northville JV does need to have have someone in the bot lane so that that doesn't crash into their main towers.
I know how it feels to fall. So will
Here, Lord Norrix is pressuring top lane as Jax engages onto Northville JV's Graves. However, is unable to kill as Jax is very strong in the current moment. And however, as the block fails to one-shot the Jax off the start escape, Northville JV's Draven is able to finish out the kill with his ulti. This is honestly very good for Northville JV, but it's still very unfortunate as they did give the Graves, but was able to get some gold onto their ADC, which is going to help them out in later fights.
team's inhibitors respawning soon.
Don't worry, I won't be.
Like Northville JV really wants this dragon as they are looking for the soul, as I think they think that it's the last chance of them trying to gain anything before time passes, and it's gonna be very hard as LeBlanc is going to the top most lane to try to catch up with Jack as they are trying to, as the other members of Northville the dragon. And although they were able to kill the Jax, Norrix takes the dragon away from JV, stopping their wand from taking the soul. Wow! Northville bot lane trying to catch out the Veigar. However, the Veigar is stunning on both targets and one-shot the Morgana as he is scaling up as Veigar. Using his Zarnias to stay alive a little bit longer, but he's unable to accomplish too much after the... Now Northville, it's going to be very hard for them to win a team fight after if they give Norrix the Ocean Dragon, as both Cade and Jax already don't die to the Northville JV's team, and with Ocean Dragon, it might be very hard for them to win. They've been doing, Northville JV has been doing a great job trying to catch out players from from Norrix and training kills, but however, it is still a fact that both teams are still in a very big difference, and Norrix is still pretty ahead of Northville JV's team. However, as time passes, this goal difference is going to get less important, as all teams are going to be level 18, level 17, and at this time comes, then no one knows what's going to happen, because it's then from then on it's a full macro game between these two teams. Oh, Catify is trying to keep the stun onto the Jax, but fails. And now now Catify doesn't have flash. Maybe it's possible for Norrix to catch her out before. However, wow, that LeBlanc Q hurts to the Jax a lot. Even though Jax has built Wit's End, the 10 and 2 LeBlanc does crazy amounts of damage to everyone on the map. Wow, and Northville JV able to catch out the Jax out. This is going to be very big, as now from this point on in the game, it's a minute death timer. So if Norrix keep on getting caught out like this, it's very easy for Northville JV to pressure this lead on to the victory. Northville JV looking for. Oh my gosh, Catify one-shotting the Vega before the Vega can do anything. He's Ganya's. And with these two picks, I think Northville JV easily is able to take the side. However, I think Norrix is looking for a steal on from the Kane. Oh, and there's one chance. The Silver Dragon has been ripped out from Norrix's hands. And now I think it's a very even game for Northville games. For Northville JV. As you can see from both teams, although there is still a slight goal lead on the Norrix's side, it's very easy for Northville to bring back this game, as both sides of the teams have a lot of items on each side now. And if Northville scales up, I think it could be a very big threat. Oh, and unfortunately, Jax is getting caught out more by the entire team. And using Ornar and using LeBlanc are very quickly to knowing that we were able to get the Jax. And as time passes, these catches from Northville JV are going to help them to bring back this game onto their side. Catify in a very dangerous situation. Oh, barely lives from the Vega kill. Really unfortunate for Norrix. I think they were able to catch LeBlanc. Are able to get 1,000 goal shutdown onto this. It's going to be very big for any other carries at this point of the game. Norrix attempting to take their 4th Ocean Dragon and denying Northville their goal. It seems like Warren has TP and is planning to TP into the bot lane when they're going to take. However, they're stuck walking from the blue bush as the Vega just easily comes down on stage. Oh! However, the Warren is unable to R as able to cage, but Northville is able to just catch them all out. Oh, they go over the wall. Samira is getting chunked from the Draven. Draven now ahead of the Samira and level. The Draven, the Kane trying to keep the Samira alive by slowing a little bit. Wow. Oh, however, the Kane on Norrix's side gets hit by the Morgana Q, and I think this game is very leaning towards Northville JV ending the game as Wolf Garen. And although Norrix has soul, this is going to be very hard for them to protect this, as Northville JV's ult are coming back up soon. And with these ultimate, I think it's very possible that Northville is going to just try to finish this game straight on. Oh my gosh, and Drax tries to run, he tries to save the tower. He's able to save the tower. Oh, wow, the Leona is able to bring some on to the LeBlanc. And Samira is able to kill, but the Samira is a kill by the rest of the Northville team. Oh, however, the Vega was caught by JV's team. Well, JV's not ending. I think they're thinking that because JV's alive, they will not be able to finish the game out, and are planning to take the next Baron when it spawns. Now this game is very Northville sided, as Northville has scaled up, and with Ornn and with Fetid Draven and LeBlanc, it's very hard for Going North to do anything if any of them get caught out using the Ornn R or the Leon or the Morgana Q. And Northville JV able to catch out the King once more, and Kane's on top jungle. As it's a 1 minute timer for Norrix, it's gonna be very hard for them to bring this number disadvantage. Oh, Morgana flashing away from the Veigar. Northville JV takes the Baron in this case, and I don't think Norrix can stop them. Oh, however, the Veigar is able to kill away the LeBlanc from the Northville JV's team. I think they are planning to push their lead through pushing waves with their Baron buff and stopping the Jax from pushing. But this game is very... no one knows who could win now, because they were able to kill LeBlanc, and LeBlanc is still on a 40-second kill timer. You know that the kill timer is that long? Anything can happen to Northville JV during this time. Oh, Northville JV's Brave being caught out. Oh no! And they don't have damage to kill Jax. Do not have the main source of damage to LeBlanc. Because of this, I think Northville JV is going to get triple in it. Wow, this is a very back and forth game from both teams. It's a very long game now, a 47-minute game. Very tough for both sides. Draven is able to catch up the kill onto the Kane, but now they don't know. I don't think anyone knows what's going to happen, as the Northville JV has gotten triple in it. It's going to get very hard for them to push up to the enemy towers of the Norrix. Very interesting.
Blue team's inhibitors respawning soon.
both teams are looking for the Elder here. 3 people from Norrix just hiding in the bush, waiting for Northville to catch up. Oh, if the Leona hit, this might have been a win for Norrix. Oh, the Draven's shield was stopping it. Oh, however, it's being killed by the Jax. Norville doesn't have any damage currently. They're split up. This is gonna be very hard for Norville to. Oh, Samira flash EQing towards the block, the last remaining damage for Northville. And this seems like a victory for Norrix, as both teams have worked very hard through this entire game, and has been a long and very hard fight for both teams. And although both teams have tried their hardest, it seems like for this game, for game 1, Norrix has taken the lead. And GG's. This is a very close game from both sides. I think these are very two competitive teams, and I'm excited to see game 2. And I don't think it's surprising if either team is going to win game 2 of this match. We'll be back when they're done with picks and draft, and yeah.
Show me all your innocence. I'm holding up for one last time. We seem so much better than I just left for far too long. I couldn't hold you close. I couldn't let you go. Was hot as hell back home, but when you go, it's frozen out the 40 for far too long. I couldn't hold you close. I couldn't let you go. Was hot as hell back home. But when you go, it's closing down to 40 below.
Welcome back. I am Ali, and I have my other customer with me today.
And I'm Joseph, the person who just cast the last game. And today we'll be casting game 2 between Norrix and Northville Junior Varsity.
Yes, and already Nico banned LeBlanc banned on the side of Norrix, and Set and Voliver from Northville.
I guess they are both targeting the two most threatening, the most threatening player on each side. On Norrix's side, they're scared of the Plat 4 player Catafly, and on the JV side, they're very scared of the Plat 1 top laner Norrix's.
Yes, target banning is something you see a lot in these high school games, and I think it's a very useful strategy that we have. I think there are some meta bans that do go through, like the Samira, but target banning is very, very common.
Honestly, it's sometimes very effective, as some of these players can only play certain champions, and without their certain champions, their skill level might decrease a lot.
Oh yeah, and even with certain players being just overall stronger than other players, and taking them off their champions can potentially make them weaker.
And we also see two different bans from each side, because last game, Norrix handed over to Northville JB the LeBlanc, and it seems that the LeBlanc has been a threat to Norrix, and they have gone and banned it. And same on to Northville JV side. They did not ban Samira last game, but however this game they banned Samira and are now planning to play against other champions that Norrix may bring.
Vayne and Master E coming out on the R1 and R2 side of Norrix, showing that they do want to snowball this game if they do ever get ahead.
On the side of Norrix, they did choose two very hard scaling champions, and so as you said, if they get ahead, this is going to be very hard for Northville to win this game. Oh!
Huh?
This is interesting. I don't know how that is possible. That Vayne has been picked 2 times on both sides.
And a very interesting draft.
Yeah, very interesting draft.
They do not want Vayne to be able to hit tanks, so you know what? They don't want to be able to protect their Vayne, so they pick Vayne anyways.
That's right. You don't know what to do against Vayne, they just put the same champion against it, so.
Vayne does indeed counter Vayne.
And Vayne does indeed counter the other Vayne.
What a calculated pick. Okay, here we go. Still can't believe that just happened. What is this client, man?
Yep, it seems
This
like...
is This is tournament draft too. This shouldn't ever happen.
Yes, this is very strange, and it seems as if it's gonna be the same draft until the
B2?
the B2 side of JB.
Never pick a fight.
And it seemed like they said in the chat that was going to be a Leona, which seems a little bit more what is it? Probably more understandable than picking Vayne against Vayne.
Yes, I think picking Vayne into Vayne. Vayne normally counters Vayne, so you don't want that Vayne versus Vayne matchup. Leona can lock her down, so that's pretty good. Especially with the Anathema's chains. You can actually CC Vayne for forever long and take no damage from her now, so
I do not tolerate.
it's extremely effective.
draft going pretty much the same.
Okay, let's hope Vayne does not get picked twice this draft.
This is true.
The funny part is, if this can happen in tournament draft, this means it could happen in ranked. Okay, and there comes a Leon pick.
Oh, it seems as if they can't hear you, so I'm gonna rage you.
Alright. They go working now?
Alright. Could you hear the other caster better now?
Hello, hello. Should be working. I don't know why it would not be, but if it's not, it's just what we just have to fix it.
Oh, and Norrix picking back the Vagar that they played last game. Seems as if that's the most comfortable pick for their mid laner.
Yes. And Varus coming out. Considering how squishy Norrix is drafting, there's a good chance he's going to be lethality or maybe even AP Varus, but this is going to, I like this pick into them because it does allow for some very strong damage from these Qs.
Honestly, I'm very surprised that Norrix did not ban Zoe on the first rotation, and I'm even more surprised that JB did not pick Zoe on the first rotation as kind
You are right to fear my greatness.
although
what
this
the-
a platform player is very limited in her champ pool.
Yeah, and even with the Zoe being left open and not picked, you have to wonder, are they going to be going for a certain comp that does not involve Zoe? It's like this potential dive comp they have going with Phil 6 Leona. The Lulu pick. When you have a Master Yi and a Vayne, two people who love to spam auto attacks, and you can give them the Pixie, you can give them extra attack speed and movement speed. This is like the best pick you can have.
Chandra's always
Adam.
been great with hyper carries such as Master Yi and Vayne, so I think it was a very smart pick by Lord Norrix. However, Catify picking the Katarina. Norton very well as a Vagar counter, as he can Shimpo before the cage even lands. As he can basically see the cage landing. Oh, and Irelia coming from the top lane.
Okay, very, very spicy picks on the last two for JV.
Oh, and I think again the oh, I thought I was gonna say he was gonna go back to the Jax. Oh,
Bundle.
seems that Norrix's top laner has picked Trundle top lane against Irelia. Very interesting.
This is very, very nice. Very, very spicy picks on the side of JV, but a lot more mechanically less challenging picks from the side of Norrix. A lot of them being the simple champions, but can be very effective, especially with this Lulu and the split pushing of Trundle.
Exactly, and and even if they do win, possibly on the main side of Norrix with Mastery Vagar, Vayne, Lulu, Trundle is going to be a big problem, as I don't think Irelia can solo lane against a Trundle in the late game situation.
No, there's no way that's going to happen with the Hullbreaker being such a strong item right now. I mean, not super strong, but with Hullbreaker and Trundle and Divine Thunderer, he's just going to rip through you, especially once he steals your health.
Yes, and especially as it got buffed about last patch, I think. It's even more stronger now than it was before.
Oh yeah, and you have to wonder, is this going to be a WMAX Aurelia with Gore Drinker, or is this going to be more of a Bloodrune King Aurelia this game?
I believe that the player Manamuda enjoys the Qmax Bork build, and I think honestly that might be a little bit better against Trundle in this matchup, as Trundle likes to build a lot of health.
Yes. Trundle, and plus when he steals your health, you do more damage to him now.
And on the side of the JV, they do have a lot of going in characters such as Katarina, Aurelia, Fiddlesticks, Leona, and it's going to be very hard for Varus to live if Mastery just goes for Varus, as there's really nothing that can really protect Varus if Leona engages. So I think Leona should honestly step back in this case and try to keep Varus alive, which is still a lot of the damage in JV side.
Yeah, and with the comp of JV now, you have to wonder: is this going to be one-hit Varus potentially, or will this be a lethality Varus looking to poke him out? Because they have a very dive-oriented comp, so does Varus want to go in with them, or does he want to stay back before the fight even starts and just get them low?
I think, personally, in this case, lethality Varus may be a little bit better, as on the side of Norrix, there's not really a true tank, and the only a little bit tankier person may be Trundle. And even without Trundle, I think Varus poking them out, and then when they're low, JV engaging might have a better chance for JV to win with the Varus spec.
Oh, yeah, and I do agree. I do believe once you do get either Prowlers or Dustblade on Varus this game, you may even have to go into a Shrill does if they do decide to build a lot of armor, but they don't really have the characters outside of really Trundle that can stack armor. So lethality Varus is going to be very effective this game. And you also have to wonder, how much is it going to matter? Will this Lulu go Guardian and Moonstone and just heal her team on repeat with the Moonstone when she does get it? So, but that we will see in the next few seconds.
I'm very actually excited for this game, as the last game, it was a very long 15-minute game, and it was very close between the two teams, and honestly, the game could have gone either way with Norrix and Northville JV, and very nicely, Northville, sorry. Norrix was able to take the victory over Northville JV after a very long fight
Very
against
close.
the Nexus.
Yes, and with off of pure ranking, Norrix seems to be an extremely strong team in this, but a lot of the teams have proven that ranking doesn't matter as much as you would think, since there's been a lot of upsets so far.
Yep, and this shows that League of Legends is truly a 5v5 game, not just who wins laning phase. Although the winning laning phase may affect winning the game, it's not the only thing that proves your skill in League of Legends, especially in a 5v5 competitive setting.
And I do favor Northville's comp here, because I'm worried what's going to happen if Trundle decides to go into a fight and does steal this tankiness from Leona. Because that's the few seconds where Leona's going to actually be very vulnerable, and Trundle's just going to be this huge tank that I don't think they're really going to have an answer for, outside of potentially Aurelia with Bork.
That added to, I think it's gonna be very hard for Northville to honestly engage onto them, because although if you look at the picks, they have pretty good disengage on Norrix's side, from the Yi being able to alpha strike basically a lot of maybe their CC, Veigar being able to cage, and Lulu Vayne being able to just peel out. It's gonna be kind of hard for Northville to engage onto Norrix if Northville JV doesn't do a good job kind of punishing Norrix early.
Yes, and if they do get the dive off on this comp, where they do have all this peel, it will be very effective though, because Fiddlestick's ultimate will play paired with Katarina ult. It's just so much. This is basically a circle of death. So much damage in one small area that you just die 99% of the time there.
Yep, and so this game will depend on who can position in fights better and who can basically extend their leads that they made in laning phase, or maybe during small fights that they have early on in the game.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
There we go. Seeming like Master Yi will probably start red this game, but could still start blue. He seems to be running down back towards the blue. Probably bought an Oracle Lens. He did place a ward. Fiddlesticks can't do this strategy because of his effigies. And we will see how this is going to work very soon.
Minions have spawned.
Oh, on Varus' side, he has started tier, so it does seem like Varus is going to be going the poke Varus that we were speaking of earlier with the lethality build.
Yes, and I really do like this poke Varus here. I think it is better. I think if you can hit a few Qs on someone like Vayne and take her out of a fight, that is huge. But you also have to wonder if this Lulu can get the shields off, how much will it matter? And when will he invest into the Serpent thing? Trading going on in the top lane. Mid lane now.
Rather, tough trade, honestly, onto Aurelia. Looks like it's 4 stacks and trade onto Trundle, but Trundle winning the trade. Latimer, I have to flash up, but oh, Trundle flashing after the Aurelia, giving the first blood over to Norrix.
And that's where you see the power of press the attack and the AD that Trundle steals from you. This what seemed initially to be a very good trade, just seems to have been a blunder due to this Trundle kill.
Ball in, but he has a level lead now, and Varus gets the Q off. This may be a kill for the ball lane. Yes, Northville JV has struck back with a kill onto, unfortunately, Liliana, but still a kill from the bot lane.
2 minutes in and already a bloodbath. 2 kills within maybe not even a minute of real laning phase.
I think Aurelia was expecting a lot more damage, as Aurelia before was much stronger at 5 stacks than she is currently at the moment. Oh, and I think, Catify solo killing the Veigar.
That's a Katarina matchup. That's when you Sunpo through the Veigar cage and just solo kill him. And this is why Veigar players with solo kill normally just ban it, because it's very near unplayable in the matchup.
Yeah, it's very, very hard for Veigar to live, especially if the Katarina is a little bit of a better player. And the I think the ranking gapping of mid lane is a little bit big.
Alright. And already 600 gold lead on the side of JV. Already trying to snowball this game out. When you see the comp of Norrix, if they just go even, you have to realize that they will win, but they are already asserting a lead, trying to make sure that they can never get to that point where they will outscale.
Yep, and Northville JV, I think, has to realize that they have to push this lead early on, or they just get, I think, destroyed in the late game with Vayne and Veigar and Yi. They just have very hard scaling champions. And this might be a gank from E in the top lane. And
He seems to back off of it. But with every second passing and every one gold being transferred into Vayne, Yi, and Lulu is very bad for Northville. Because if they aren't getting more gold than them, even if they're down, even if Norrix would be down about 4,000 gold, they still kill.
top lane. I do not think it's a kill. Oh, but the press the attack from the Trundle doing so much damage to the Aurelia.
Press the attack seeming to do so much damage to this lane so far, earning him a solo kill and now another kill with the assistance of Yi. And the lead that they had is now removed.
Oh, that's the Katarina matchup. It is. There it is. Being over the cage. This is really sad for Veigar because he can't really do much about it. He just has to watch Katarina simple over.
Katarina playing it very well, but well placed W from Veigar will deny the solo kill.
And now the gold lead has gotten pretty even on both sides, as both teams are at 3,000 gold. And oh, Fiddlesticks, great counter gank on the side of JV.
The bot side is pretty warded for Norrix, so I do see Fiddlesticks right now. And they will just back off. Fiddlesticks will run, probably towards his Raptors.
Norrix knows that they just have to do basically nothing for them to scale and win the game, so they just have to not get killed early. And I think they're keeping this role pretty well.
And I love the Trundle pick, even though you have this very late game comp, because it does elevate your early game and allow you to potentially have some plays being made on the map for this Master Yi, potentially TP plays for this Vayne. Ooh. Very well placed cage by Veigar. It does not go off, but he does almost kill Katarina, just does not have flash to flash out.
very interestingly, the Lulu is level 5. Oh! Almost a solo kill from the mid lane? Oh, very close from going Norrix's mid laner, the Veigar. Very nice try.
Yeah. Very close to being solo killed there. But she will just back off.
Away from the Katarina.
Vision being removed from Lloyd Norrix, but Fiddlesticks still in that bush bot lane, looking for a lane game.
This is a really depressing lane for Irelia, as because he couldn't get a strong lead early, he was unable to get a strong lead over Trundle. And because he couldn't get a strong lead, he now has to basically farm with W, which is causing him to no miss minions.
Yes, and there are very few champions that can maybe get a lead into Trundle. Aurelia is not one of them who can do it very easily. And once Trundle gets a lead on you, for the most of the lane, you're kind of just gonna get killed on repeat or like pushed in on repeat. And Trundle shoving that's exactly what he wants to happen.
Almost a solo kill coming out from Catify. Veigar calmly placing down his cage. So well.
And after the solo kill, Veigar's cages have been more delayed to wait for Katarina because he does not want to be solo killed by Katarina.
This is true. His goal is not to win against Katarina, but to just scale up along with Katarina. Because
Yeah, of course.
Katarina has so much more lane pressure than Veigar early, right? So if
Oh,
he
yeah.
doesn't die, it's better for him. Oh! Wow.
Trade.
Yeah, what a very feisty mid lane fight from both sides. Mastery, I think, is planning to shove the wave for Norrix, which is a very good play for Norrix's mid laner, which makes Katarina miss a bit of minions, but he doesn't push it in all the way. Quite interesting.
Just to catch some XP, probably would rather go to his camps rather than fully push him the wave, which is a decision that he made. But he does get some XP that they would have lost.
This ball lane, they have to know that that the Varus is not level 6. I think that Leona went in a little bit too early here.
Teleport coming in though.
Yep, the teleport coming in from the Aurelia. We are polymorph. This may be a double kill for the Aurelia if they play this correctly. One kill on to the Varus. Oh, and I think wow, what a feisty play from both bot lanes.
Yeah, what turned out to be a 1-for-1 in the bot lane, you have to realize JV gave up a teleport, didn't really get too much of an advantage as the pushed in wave, and now Trundle gets about 2 platings and a few shoved in waves here, which will make Aurelia very sad in this lane, especially since Varus did get the kill.
Honestly, I believe that the TP was really not worth for Aurelia. If you look at the gold lead here, let's see. The Aurelia has 60 farm, and the Trundle has 89 farm, and the Trundle even has 2 kills above, and he also got so many tower platings, and so because of this, Trundle is up so much gold on the Aurelia that the Aurelia probably doesn't recognize her.
Trundle's up a lot on this Aurelia right now, because the more that they fight over there, the more Trundle's going to advantage. And what seemed like would be a very good TP, little bit of missed kill shots, and that was it. The rest of it told itself.
Honestly, these kinds of TPs are not terrible for the team, but honestly, Aurelia right now has to pray that his bot lane can help him win this game, because if he sacrificed so many top waves and platings for bottom has to basically win for him, or else not win.
Yeah, and he has to put a lot of faith inside of his bot lane right now.
Oh, and Noble JV is able to catch onto the E, able to pick up a kill onto the Katarina once more. And Noble JV, they love just leaving their ADC in the bot lane to just help their support roam to the mid lane.
This is something that is pretty good because Varus is, when he has Q up, he's quite safe. Stay back, grab CS that way. And in a lane that he really can't be killed in really easily, it's not bad to just give him solo XP and to have Leona go make plays somewhere else.
I believe that they were going to try for a mid lane dive, but Veigar was able to take care of the minions very quickly and was able to neutralize the dive.
Veigar, outside of that first solo kill in mid lane, has been playing this very safely. And he just wants to scale with Katarina and potentially outscale her like 40 minutes into the game, but we don't know if we'll even get to that point. But just scale with her, don't give her too much of a lead, and you should be fine. And he's doing that pretty well right now.
Although the fear of Katarina is not really a laning phase, it's kind of the problem here, but hopefully Norrix as a team is able to shut down the Katarina with their CC from Lulu and the Vayne and the Veigar.
And if they can find CC on Katarina, that's normally Katarina's worst counter. She just can't move, can't dash around the whole map.
Yep.
Then
Once she gets hit by one polymorph, it's kind of over for her every fight.
And no contest on this.
Oh, this is super unfortunate for Northville JV, but very good for Norrix, as they take the kill onto the Katarina on the Veigar, and is able to get the rest onto the top lane.
Yeah, so the tower will break top because it is under the amount of platings it needs to be to fall. This will be first tower for Norrix, which is a huge gold buff, and it will allow Trundle to start playing bot lane and take that tower and let Trundle start doing his thing with split pushing.
Yep, once Trundle goes like this, it's very hard to stop Trundle because basically rolls down turrets as time passes.
He doesn't even have Hull Breaker yet, and when you look at his items, he only has Tiamat and Divine Thunder. Tiamat's gonna help him shove out waves quite nicely, yes. And he's already doing a lot to towers. Wait till he gets Hull Breaker. Those towers just will not exist.
Well, what an interesting buy from Northville's side, buying a Cull second item. Very interesting. I've not seen many players do that. I don't think it's worth the gold.
No, but if you do have a formula like you do down in this bot lane, it is not a bad buy, as it just gives you about 100 extra gold from minions, and then 350 when you complete it. So it is not a bad buy here at all.
Whoa. The Yi getting caught out in the river once more, getting the kill onto the Katarina again.
You look at the kill score. Northville has gotten 2 more kills than Norrix, but Norrix still with a pretty commanding lead of 2.5k over them at 15 minutes in a comp where they want to outstep them.
I think the difference between the top lanes is just so big currently that it's very hard for Northville to take back any leads. If although they're winning in both their mid and the bot lane, the difference in the top lane is really making the goal difference look so polarizing.
Oh, yes. But can this Trundle take the game into its hands and carry right now? We'll see.
Trundle's damage is very scary.
Oh, yes. He doesn't even have. He's only 1 item, too.
Oh, this is dangerous for Veigar. I think this is like a kill onto a really. Oh! I really ran into mana. And going Norrix with Veigar gets there once more.
So it seems very well played by the Aurelia. Ended up just being an unfortunate situation where you run out of mana. You would have gotten the solo kill, but still very well played. Dashed out of the cage. And will force Veigar to back off. Vayne is still farming the bot lane. Katarina.
Wow, good E from the Vayne. However, it is Katarina. Polymorph is her worst enemy. I think this is a kill onto the Katarina from Norrix's bot lane. This is super huge
Really
for
well played.
The Vayne.
Really well played by both bot laners there. Vayne oring out of the bush with Q, still staying invis. Amazing condemn into the great polymorph. What was really well played by them and earned them the kill on the Katarina. They even earned him a tower.
Norrix looking for the dive. TP coming in from Northville. However, the Humble is just auto attacking the Varus, killing them.
Varus will fall, but so will Vayne. Aurelia will die for it though.
This dive from Norrix has been very successful. It's 2 for 1. They were able to get the kills that they did.
This Trundle is taking this game into his hands and trying to close it out. Just closing out, even with the comp he has, he is closing out this game extremely well.
Polymorph, as stated before, is the worst enemy of any. Oh! The Wing to stop the turret damage and flashing out. What a great play from Delta Boy.
Great play for him. He did not take that last turret shot and he makes it out with his life.
What a
Really well
great
played.
from Norrix.
Now this is where you wonder, what on the side of Northville, what do you really do here? Do they try to get this Varus superhead to poke out and try to find a fight? Or do they just keep farming to what seems into a comp that seems like it'll kill them?
Oh, there's the Katarina play again. And I think
Katarina matchup.
on to the Veigar. What a disgusting champion matchup between these two characters. The Veigar can place down a good cage, and no matter what he does, Katarina can just E over it. That's crazy.
Yeah, and the matchup was very bad for those two, and Katarina playing it perfectly to show how he just can solo kill Veigar and repeat on this matchup. But E running in.
Wow, he does so much damage. It's so crazy. See,
Katarina
this was supposed to happen way later in the game. At 18 minutes in the game, if they're able to do this, it's very, very, very dangerous for Northville side.
So Katarina tried to go for a pretty big combo there, but E out-comboing her with this very huge combo of right-clicking over and over. But he did play it well with his ult. Hit a huge Q. There we go. Potential face check here.
Oh, the Bears are on to this Trundle. How's the Lulu are keeping him alive with the Lulu shield? The Fiddle
Trundle may be dead here.
Or Flash. Wow, the Trundle thing off for so long, but Fiddle aren't able to kill them.
Norrix will claim the dragon, but this fight here seems very good for Varsity Junior Varsity right now. Huge E.
Team double kill.
And that's the fight you really need when you're in that spot, and they got it.
Yup, and when you're this far behind, it's not easy to make those kind of plays from Northville. Very, very nice.
They do lose a dragon, but that gold advantage, the gold they just got from that fight was huge considering the shutdown. They really like that trade. They will have to get the next dragon though, or else they will be in some deep trouble with this peeing in Ocean Soul.
Yep, and however, they did win this fight, but they have to remember that they still have a chance of losing team fights as they won that team fight as everything basically came in perfectly. The Trundle was alone, they were able to catch him out, and because of that they were able to make the team fight much easier for Northville as Trundle was just isolated. And I think Northville has to keep on fighting like this, or they just kind of fall off and they can't 5v5 straight up.
If they can keep finding these fights, that would be very nice from them. But if Norrix does respond correctly and doesn't have Trundle try to basically what was 1v4 in that fight, 2v4, then they still should be pretty good from their side. This is one of those points of the game now. The only objective up is Baron, but it's still a bit early from either team to take it. Norrix could take it because they do have Vayne, they do have Yi, but you still have to find a pretty good fight or else it will be contested and you normally will lose the fight. So everybody's kind of farming it out right now.
And the Aurelia coming back into the game, although was really behind in lane, is now able to catch up some kills from these team fights, and now is back with some items and some gold.
When you look at the gold dispersity of Norrix, a lot of this gold is on their top side with Master Yi and Trundle having huge gold leads on their side, but the bot lane and mid lane of Junior Varsity having pretty big leads as well.
No, they're not just attacking the Baron, and because they have Trundle, Yi, and Vayne, this is gold for Norrix.
And this is just shredded this at 22 minutes. Master Yi did use ult for that, but for a Baron, I think that is worth. I'm pretty sure. Anybody would like that trade.
Yep, and this is Baron lead with the Trundle. It's gonna be quite hard for them to stop this push from Norrix.
Trundle's an extremely good side laner to begin with. Then with Baron, Master Yi potentially caught here though.
Wow, great defense the bot lane of Northville JB. However, while they're doing this, top lane here is getting rolled over in steamroll.
4v4 now with Leona being extremely low. This could just be they may just have to get off inhib. Varus.
Oh my gosh!
This Trundle, man.
Trundle one-shotting everyone. Oh. The
Katarina
does get
matchup.
the Veigar, but it dies to the rest of the team.
It is very good play by Katarina though to make sure they can't end the game. So that was still well played, even though she did 1v1 1-for-1 for it.
However, I think it's very dangerous for her to do that because she fails and doesn't kill the Veigar, and she dies. It's very hard for Northville to protect towers as they don't have their winter carries that has a lot of the gold.
Never got reward. The reward in this case is just not losing your Nexus, I guess.
At this point, Norrix up 4 towers and about 4,000, well, even almost 5,000 gold now, and looking to take care of the dragon. The Wilson dragon is spawning in 40 seconds.
When you see the comps, this is when you expect Norrix to start outscaling, but they already have been upscaled. So let's see how this fight goes. Let's see if Northville can get another big fight here. Vision being purely removed from the side of Northville. They do not want them being able to see anything. They want them to run into them and die. Really well played by Norrix to get visual control in this area.
Yeah, they're just pushing out everyone in the area, and it just makes fear. Yep, Trundle and Lulu just zoning people out of the dragon pit.
And the dragon shred is huge.
Katarina stealing the dragon away. Wow,
Okay.
that is very nice play by the Katarina, trying to stop them from taking the soul. But
Can they stop an edge?
Yeah, can just go and right this goal and try to finish the game out. Vayne zooming across the map.
I mean, Zonya's only lasts so long, he will fall.
Oh, and me going on to the Varus. Honestly, this is going to be a very hard game for Northville as a lot of their teammates are down on gold.
1v5, Aurelia is the only one left up. Katarina will respawn in 1 second. Let's see if they can defend this.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
They will back off. Okay. So now that they haven't ended, you can say the Dragon Steel is pretty good. And it did not cause an end.
Although we have to think, was the Dragon Steel worth it as Norrix was able to take four people down from Northville for just trying to steal a drag. And although they did succeed in stalling out Norrix getting the soul, are they able to stop the next dragon?
See, this is where you get to the point where it's like, in that trade, you either have to give soul and potentially lose a lot for it. Like, no trade advantages you there, but they just did take a play to deny the soul for now, even though executioners would probably help it a lot. but it did make a decision, and I do think, in my opinion, that decision was a pretty good call. It is very scary for them, the next dragon. I'm not getting stunned up though. Oh, Trundle takes a lot of damage. He seems to heal it all back. Tank tower for so long. Trundle. As good as Trundle did there, you have to give props to Lulu for being amazing with the peel. Good fiddlesticks are here, could save the game, but will it be enough? Aurelia and Fiddlesticks, the lone two defenders from Northville. Okay, he's stunned though from Aurelia. Oh! Does he have Q? Q must not have reset. Okay. Vayne will fall. Fiddlesticks will fall though. He will fall. This will be GG probably. Ult comes out. And like Norrix, get a lead, close out, and the comp where they were just planning to get ahead through time, but they played it really well and do just win. And
It was a good play from both teams, and GG.
GG's.